Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today for Beer Review 1200. This is Dark Lord from Floyds Brewing. This is the Red Wax Top, which is their 2012 edition, last year's edition. And I want to say thanks to Matt for sending this beer to me. This beer is very rare and very hard to get your hands on. It is only available once a year at the brew pub during Dark Lord Day. Very similar to Sexual Chocolate at Foothills. Unless you're there standing in line, you're not going to get your hands on unless somebody is there standing in line for you. So, Matt, thanks again for getting your hands on this and sending it to me. I do appreciate it. It's taken quite a while since he sent me this beer for me to finally get it out of the fridge, and I thought Beer Review 1200 was a good time to do it. What do you think, guys? This is a Russian Imperial Stout coming in at 15% ABV. Hopefully the year it's been sitting in the fridge, the alcohol has calmed down quite a bit. I have never had this beer before. This will be the first time, so I was saving it for a special occasion, and Beer Review 1200 is that special occasion, guys. I want to take a second here just to thank all my subscribers. We're well over 9,500 now, approaching the 10,000 subscriber mark, so I'm humbled. I never thought when I started this I would be here still doing this and have the following and the subscribers that I do. And I thank each and every one of you for tuning in and commenting and watching the beer reviews with this old gray-haired hillbilly. I'm looking forward to really tasting this beer. This beer has a cult following on it. It really does. It's much like a lot of their beers that Three Floyds does, and some that Cigar City and Foothills and Russian River and a lot of the craft beer companies that have exceptional beers. They're hard to get your hands on, especially when they have very limited distribution. So, very tasty beer, I'm sure. I'm just hoping that the 15% has calmed down a little bit. Very unique label on this. It's got a bunch of, let me read what's on the bottom. Dark Lord is a gargantuan Russian-style Imperial Stout with a reverse cascading head that starts out billowing the color of burnt oil. Like the Dark Lord rising from the black pyramidal beginnings, it's a resonant Venice aroma has been described as cherry, sweet malt, molasses, burnt currants, plums with a port wine alcohol undertow, macchiato notes, motor oil consistency, hellish smooth yet divinely. And a first sip coats your palate with a palatial charred fruit and chocolate blanket. Alcohol burns, wiggles its way down your throat with a thick body. Enjoy and thanks for your continuing support. And it does have 2012 here, and plus it's got the red wax on the top telling you that it is. And from what I've read, I think the 2013 has a completely different label now than this. So evidently they've been using the same label for a while. And they've been doing this since 2004, and each year has had a different colored wax on it. The 2004 started out with the red wax, and then 2012 started with the red wax again. So they've run out of colors of wax, I guess. So they're repeating it. So, and they changed the label for the 2013 from what I see, and it has the orange wax on it. So let's get on with this one. This is a Russian Imperial Stout, so it goes with your stronger dishes, your very heavy dishes, or even after dessert, after your dinner for dessert. This is a sipping beer, being at 15%. You wouldn't want to chug this or even drink it out of the bottle. You want to pour it into some kind of glass. The glassware is the Snifter Tulip oversized wine glass. I've got the double glass here for this one. And this beer can be selling for a long, 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 like 20 years or more if you wanted to. So it's not going to go bad. I've got a knife here to try to break the seal on this wax. Let's see if we can just cut through right here under the cap and leave the rest of the wax on there without trying to peel it all off. Matt, thanks again for getting your hands on this beer and sending it to me. I do appreciate it. I don't even know if this opener will go up underneath the wax or not. Ah, yeah. Ah, yes, but of course. I can smell it already. Just by popping the cap on it. I don't want any of this wax going down into the glass. So I'm going to wipe it off here. This is a big, big bottle. Alright, into the glass, guys. Let's get down the center. I don't think a 15% beer is going to produce a massive head. Right down the center. Well, let me pour just a little bit more in there. Save some of that for the other half. I'm sure she'll like it. Whew. I can smell it from here. Making my mouth water already. Over into the light, of course, there is none. It is pitch black, just like the label says, like burnt motor oil. Sure hope it don't smell and taste like that though. Looks very good in the glass, guys. A lot of little small bubbles in this head. Very rich looking beer. A lot darker around the outside of the head than it is in the center. It's almost a deep brown on the head, around the outside. I really don't want this to be a 20-minute video, but it may be. Looks very good in the glass. A lot of bubbles, a lot of small bubbles trimming up, reinforcing the bottom of the head, but it has dissipated pretty quickly, and it's just now just barely covering the top of the beer. Let's get a nose on it and see what we got. Wow, that's a very complex beer. I am smelling some chocolate. I am smelling some dark fruit, cherries, plums. I'm smelling some alcohol in there too, 15%. Rich, roasty malt in this beer. It does have a very strong alcohol nose on it, so what they said, burning going down, it's liable to be that way. A lot of things going on in that beer. Molasses, brown sugar, dark fruit, dates, raisins, plums. But it does have the alcohol nose to go with it, so hopefully it's calmed down a little bit. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Matt. Thanks again, brother. I appreciate it. Wow. Wow. That is delicious. Cocoa, chocolate, cherries. I am getting the cherries. There is a sweetness. The alcohol is not burning. It's not a burning alcohol to me. Very rich. Very sweet. Wow. It's awesome. This is a world-class beer. I can see why. I don't know what kind of barrels they age this in or anything, but I can see why people are hard-pressed to try to get their hands on this beer. And if anybody has an orange label 2013 they want to send me, or sell me, or trade me, I would love it. Wow, what an awesome beer, guys. Big, big beer, though. A lot of stuff going on in this beer. there is some smokiness. I'm getting some smokiness in this beer too. Wow, it's delicious. If you have an opportunity to pick one of these up, or even one of the ones even from 2004, those beers are not going to go bad if they're selling correctly. Any of the Dark Floyds, Dark Lord beers from Three Floyds would be a treasure to get your hands on and cellar. So, like I said, anybody's got any more of these that want to trade or sell or send me, I would love it. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it is that tasty. It is definitely worth getting your hands on some more. It is to me to get my hands on some more of this. So, Matt, are you hearing me, brother? If you can get your hands on a 2013 edition, I'll be happy to pay you for that. So, guys, we're gonna let it warm up. It's right out of the fridge. It's out of the fridge from downstairs, the cellaring fridge. So, thought I'd bring up something special for Beer Review 1200. So, we're gonna let it warm up, and I'll be right back, and we'll do the final chug on this one. Got to share the other half with the other half. She'll love this. I'll be right back. Coming back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Wow. Excellent beer to pair with a cigar, which I did. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, I had the Drew Estates cigar that's sent to the Deadwood Tobacco Company up in Sturgis, or near Sturgis in Deadwood, South Dakota. I had their Sweet James series, and this was Fat Bottom Betty cigar that I had with this, and it's pretty tasty. Guys, getting back to the beer, this beer is awesome. I can't think of anything that I would do to this beer to make it any better. It's got the date on the label. Very hard to get beer. Matter of fact, I'll give you a little story. I had one of my subscribers, a good friend of mine, Matt's up in Minnesota. A guy from Virginia went to Indiana, got this beer, brought it back to Virginia. Matt traded him some beers to get this beer to send to me. So this beer made the trip back to Minnesota and then back to Virginia to my hands, and went in my fridge for a year. I think I've had it that long, or pretty close to that long. So let's do the final chug on this one. Good to the last drop. This beer is awesome, guys. I can see why it has a cult following. This beer is a 10. If it was 11 in the scale, it would probably be 11. Now that it's warmed up, there is just a slight bit of the burning going down, but it is definitely not unmanageable or intolerable. You just gotta realize you're drinking a 15% beer. It's a big beer, very complex beer, a lot of stuff going on in this beer. Very tasty. Chocolate, caramel, dark fruits, plums, dates, raisins, coffee. I mean, just about everything you want to name in a dark beer is in this beer. Very tasty, very delicious. Wish I could get my hands on some more of this. So thanks again to Matthew for sending me this beer. It is damn awesome. I'd love to get my hands on this year's editions or any year editions. So if anybody's got any of this they want to trade or send me or sell me, I would be interested. Contact me and we'll work something out. Alright, let's go to what the other guys have to say about this beer. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first. They say 96 world class. It is a world class beer. I think it's better than a 96. Their ratings are just a little conservative. So when they get to 96 world class, that's pretty impressive numbers. Don't always agree with what these guys say, but I agree with what they're saying here. Let's go over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says, and this is what I agree with. Rate Beer says it's 100 overall and 100 in the style. I agree with that. This is a 100 beer. So if you can get your hands on this beer, or you have tried this beer, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it, didn't like it. Very fitting beer for Beer Review 1200. So thanks again to Matthew for sending me this beer and getting his hands on it so I can get my hands on it. Hate that it had to travel from Indiana to Virginia to Minnesota, then back to Virginia, but it survived the trip, and it is an awesome beer. Definitely worth getting. So, guys, give me some comments back on this. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit the like button, and let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. I doubt it's going to be this good, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. See you then.